Hey there, welcome back. I just wanted to take a few minutes to tell you something that a mentor once told me that absolutely changed the way that I think about events and the way that I handle myself when the event is actually here. And this goes all the way back to the first event that I ever planned. So since it was my first event, I was extremely nervous. I had never done anything in the events industry before, aside from throwing a few parties back in college. So I was terrified that everything was going to fail and that everything was going to collapse. Like literally all I could think about was everything that could go wrong at the event. And since I had never planned an event before, I couldn't actually see it succeeding. I didn't know what a successful event looked like, where the potential ways it could fail. And this was causing me a lot of anxiety. And one of my partners and mentors at the time saw this and pulled me aside one day and gave me a pep talk that actually changed my life. What he said was, "Hey man, I can tell that you are pretty stressed about this event and you're kind of talking about all of the things that could go wrong, which makes me think that you're not very confident that your event is going to succeed." He then said that there are hundreds, maybe even thousands of events going on the exact same weekend as my event, and that 99% of them are going to be successful. He said that every single event planner goes through this where they get nervous, they get anxious, and they get scared that their event is going to fail, but 9 times out of 10, the event is successful. And this actually made me feel a lot better. And it kind of helped me zoom out and view things from a macro lens. There are so many events that happen in the world on any given day. And to the planner of that event, it's the most important event in the world. However, in the grand scheme of things, it really isn't that significant. Me having a couple thousand people in Las Vegas when there's hundreds of other events going on really isn't that big of a deal. So in a way, it kind of took the pressure off my shoulders that my event wasn't that important. And yes, of course, it is actually important. It's important to me. It's important to my attendees. It's important to our business. That's not the point. The point is, I don't need to be putting so much pressure on myself because in the grand scheme of things, of all of the events that are happening in the world, mine is just a tiny piece of the pie. It's kind of like that philosophy of zooming out and picturing yourself on a floating rock going through space whenever you're going through an issue or a dilemma in your life. It really makes the problem seem very small and insignificant when you think about things from such a macro point of view. And that's what he told me to do for my events. Whenever I have an event coming up, I'm starting to get a little nervous, I also tell myself that there are hundreds, maybe even thousands of events going on the exact same weekend as mine. And in the grand scheme of things, it's not really that big of a deal. And if the event were to fail for some reason, the world would keep spinning. So I don't know if this philosophy or this way of thinking helps you, but it has definitely helped me when I am getting nervous for an event. And it's helped me go into my events with a lot more confidence because I've taken so much pressure off my shoulders. All right, that's all I have for you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.